What do you do when life knocks the wind out of you? When everything feels like it's falling apart, you don't need more motivation. You need inner strength, and you can build it starting today. Life doesn't wait for the perfect moment to test you. It strikes in the middle of chaos, heartbreak, or failure. But here's the truth. Your power isn't in avoiding hard times. It's in becoming someone who grows through them. In this video, we're breaking down 6 powerful strategies to build unshakable inner strength, no matter what life throws your way. Number 1, embrace reality. Don't resist it. Expanded to 500 words. When life gets hard, the first instinct for many of us is to resist, to wish things were different. But here's the hard truth. Pain multiplies when we fight reality. The more we resist what is, the more we suffer. Building inner strength begins with radical acceptance. This doesn't mean giving up. It means being honest with yourself and your situation. You cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. When you lie to yourself or pretend something isn't happening, you stay stuck. You remain powerless because your energy is wasted on avoiding the truth rather than acting on it. Think about the strongest people you know. They're not strong because their lives were easy. They're strong because they looked pain in the eye and said, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. Let's go. That mindset is everything. Let's be clear, acceptance isn't about being passive. It's about positioning yourself for strength. When you accept that a relationship is over, you stop pouring energy into trying to revive it and start pouring energy into healing and moving forward. When you accept that your career path has changed, you stop resenting the change and start building a new future. Acceptance turns the page. Resistance keeps you stuck on the same painful paragraph. We often say, this shouldn't have happened to me. But life doesn't operate by what should or shouldn't be. It just is. Strength begins when you stop arguing with what happened and start focusing on what you can do next. The moment you embrace reality, your perspective shifts. You stop being a victim and start becoming the architect of your next move. You start asking better questions. What can I control? What does this moment require of me? Who do I want to become through this? This shift is powerful because it moves you from the emotional chaos of reaction to the calm confidence of response. You begin to make choices, not excuses. You stop waiting for the world to change and begin changing yourself within the world you have. Think of inner strength as a muscle, and acceptance is the first rep in the gym. It's not flashy, it's not exciting, but it's foundational. Without it, every other effort crumbles. With it, you create a base of clarity and truth that everything else can build on. You don't have to like your situation, but you do have to face it. Courage starts where comfort ends, and the first act of courage is often whispering to yourself, this is happening, and I can handle it. Because you can handle it. You've survived 100% of your hardest days, and you'll survive this too. But only if you stop resisting and start responding. The storm is real, but so is your strength. So today, start here. Stop resisting what is. Accept it, embrace it, and from that place of truth, rise. Number 2, master the habit of small wins, expanded to 500 words. When life feels overwhelming, most people wait for a breakthrough moment, a flash of motivation, a miracle opportunity, a grand change to arrive and rescue them. But real strength isn't built in dramatic moments. It's built in small, consistent wins. Inner strength grows every time you choose action over apathy. And often that action is as simple as making your bed, lacing up your shoes for a short walk, or writing a single paragraph of your next project. These don't look like big accomplishments from the outside, but inside, they are proof. Proof that you are not giving up. Proof that you are still moving forward, even if the progress is invisible to others. Here's the truth. When you feel lost, anxious, or defeated, thinking about the big picture can crush you. The mountain seems too tall. The task feels too heavy. But the secret is not to climb the mountain in a day. The secret is to just take the next step, then the next, and then the next. James Clear says it best. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. That includes the small ones. When you make your bed in the middle of a chaotic season, you're casting a vote for order. When you choose to eat one healthy meal instead of comfort food, you're casting a vote for discipline. When you move your body when you don't feel like it, you're voting for resilience. These small wins create momentum, and momentum creates belief. You start to trust yourself again. You start to remember, I can do hard things. I can rebuild. I am in control of my response. This is especially important when life gets hard, because hard times don't just hurt your circumstances, they attack your identity. They make you question your worth, your strength, your potential. And the only way to take back your power is through action. Not massive, once-in-a-lifetime action, but tiny daily wins that remind you, I'm still here, I'm still choosing, I'm still building. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation follows action. Start small. Start now. Create a list of tiny wins you can aim for each day. Not goals, habits. Habits like journaling for 5 minutes, stretching in the morning, drinking a glass of water before coffee, calling someone who lifts your spirit. These are small, but their impact Think of your strength like a bank account. Every small win is a deposit. Over time, those deposits turn into wealth, emotional, mental, and spiritual wealth. That's how you build inner strength that lasts, even when life gets messy. So when life hits hard, don't try to overhaul everything. Don't try to win the war in one day. Just focus on today's battle. Win the day in small ways. Stack those wins. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize you didn't just survive. You built something stronger in the process. Number 3, rewrite the story you're telling yourself. Expanded to 500 words. Inner strength isn't just about what you do. It's about how you think. When life gets hard, your most powerful weapon isn't your circumstances, your intelligence, or your resources. It's the story you tell yourself. Let that sink in. Your thoughts shape your reality. When you face adversity, your brain starts narrating a story. That story either builds you up or breaks you down. It might sound like, this always happens to me, I'm cursed, I'm not strong enough, I'll never recover. Or it might sound like, this is hard, but it won't define me. I've made it through worse. I can figure this out. The difference between those two stories, everything. We don't see life as it is. We see it through the lens of our belief. And if your inner narrative is one of defeat, you'll subconsciously live it out. But if your story is one of resilience, your actions start aligning with that strength, even when things feel uncertain. Here's the truth. Pain is inevitable, but the meaning you assign to that pain is optional. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control what it means to you. That's where the power is. Let's say you're going through a job loss, a breakup, a health challenge. You can tell yourself, this ruined me. Or you can say, this is refining me. The first story makes you a victim. The second makes you the hero. You must learn to become the editor of your internal script. Pay attention to your self-talk. Is it filled with judgment, fear, and self-pity? Or is it laced with courage, grace, and growth? And here's the beautiful part. Rewriting your story doesn't require perfection. It requires intention. Every time you catch yourself spiraling into a negative thought loop, pause, interrupt the story, then rewrite it with one that serves your growth. For example, I failed becomes I learned something valuable. I'm broken becomes I'm healing. I can't do this becomes I'm figuring it out, one step at a time. This isn't toxic positivity. It's strategic identity building. It's saying, yes, this is painful, but this isn't the end of my story. It's the beginning of a stronger chapter. James Clear often talks about identity-based change, the idea that the most lasting transformation happens when your habits align with the type of person you believe you are. So ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be in the face of adversity? Then craft your story accordingly. Maybe you're the kind of person who rises when things fall apart. Maybe you're the one who turns pain into purpose. Maybe your setback is just the setup for something great. Whatever the narrative, make sure it empowers you. Inner strength is born the moment you take back the pen. Stop letting your past or your pain write your story. You're the author, and the next chapter starts now. Number 4, build rituals that anchor you. Expanded to 500 words. When life gets hard, everything can feel out of control. Your plans unravel, your emotions spike, your mind races. But in the middle of the storm, you need something steady. Something that grounds you when everything else is shifting. That's where rituals come in. Rituals are not about being perfect or productive. They're not fancy routines copied from self-help books or influence. True rituals are anchors. Small, repeatable actions that remind you of who you are, even when the world feels uncertain. They are signals to your mind and body that say, I'm still in control. I'm still choosing my path. Think of it this way. Chaos loves a vacuum. If you don't fill your day with intentional habits, stress and negativity will fill it for you. But when you build simple, powerful rituals, you create pockets of peace, order, and strength in your day. And those small moments, they begin to shape your inner world. Start with just 1 or 2 grounding rituals. These don't have to be complex. In fact, the simpler, the better. For example, morning journaling. Before your phone, before the news, just you, your thoughts, and a pen. Write down what you're feeling, what you're grateful for, what you want to focus on. It's a way to meet yourself before the world does. Movement. Whether it's a short walk, a stretch, or a full workout, moving your body reminds you that you're alive, that you still have power, that you can shift your energy through action. Mindful breathing or meditation. Just 5 minutes of stillness can shift your entire day. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, silence the noise. Strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's built in quiet. Evening gratitude. End the day by reflecting on 3 things you're grateful for, even if the day was hard. This rewires your brain to look for strength, not struggle. Rituals become especially important during hard seasons because they create structure without pressure. When everything feels unstable, your rituals become a form of self-leadership. You're telling yourself, I may not control everything, but I control this moment. I control how I show up. James Clear reminds us, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems, and your rituals are your system. They're what catch you when motivation fades and emotions surge. Don't underestimate the power of a 10-minute ritual. Over time, it's not just what you do, it's who you become. You become someone who stays calm in chaos, someone who returns to their values no matter what life throws at them, someone who doesn't just survive the storm, but stays anchored through it. So if you're feeling lost, overwhelmed, or off track, don't try to fix everything overnight. Start with one ritual, one anchor. Build from there, because even in the darkest moments, your habits can light the way forward. Inner strength is not about never falling. It's about always returning to who you are, and rituals help you do exactly that. Number 5. Surround yourself with strength. Expanded to 500 words. Inner strength may be built internally, but it grows exponentially through your environment. When life gets hard, who you surround yourself with matters more than you think, because in your weakest moments, it's the people around you who either pull you forward or pull you under. The reality is this: your energy is contagious, and so is everyone else. If you're surrounded by people who dwell in self-pity, negativity, and excuses, you'll start to believe that's normal. You'll adopt their mindset, mirror their habits, and slowly absorb their limitations. But if you spend time with people who speak courage, who choose growth, who live with grit and grace, you'll begin to rise to their level, even when you don't feel like it. James Clear puts it simply: environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. That includes your social environment. The people in your life are either reminding you of your strength or reinforcing your doubt. Choose wisely. Start by auditing your circle. Who do you call when life gets hard? Who do you vent to? Who do you let speak into your life? Ask yourself, do they elevate me or drain me? Do they challenge me to grow or keep me small? Do they model resilience or marinate in resentment? You don't need 100 cheerleaders. You just need a few real ones. People who've been through something and still choose. People who don't just offer sympathy but perspective. People who won't let you quit on yourself, even when you're tempted to. But here's the key: don't just find strong people, become one. You attract what you reflect. If you want to be surrounded by strength, show up as someone who supports, uplifts, and grows. Be the person who checks in, speaks truth with love, and lives with intention. Strength, after all, isn't just absorbed, it's shared. And if you can't find those people in your current environment, go looking. Read the biographies of overcomers. Listen to podcasts that feed your mindset. Join online communities where growth is the norm. You'd be amazed at how your thinking evolves when you hear voices that call you higher, instead of keeping you stuck. Even one strong voice in your life can shift everything. Someone who looks you in the eye or speaks through a page and says you're not done, you're not broke, you're becoming. When life gets hard, isolation is the enemy. It convinces you that no one understands, that you're alone, that you have to carry the weight by yourself. But you don't. Lean in. Reach out. Surround yourself with people who reflect the version of you that you're fighting to become. Inner strength may start inside you, but it's sustained by the strength around you. So be intentional. Curate your circle, because who walks with you will shape how far you go and how strong you become on the journey. Number 6. Train yourself to rise, not react. Expanded to 500 words. In the heat of the moment, when life deals you a blow, whether it's an unexpected loss, a harsh word, or a door slammed shut, you have two options: react emotionally or respond intentionally. Inner strength is forged in that split second, and the strongest people aren't the ones who never feel pain or fear. They're the ones who train themselves to rise above it. Let's be honest. Reacting is easy. It's automatic. You get angry, you lash out, you shut down, you spiral. Reacting is driven by emotion, and while emotion is natural, it doesn't always lead you where you want to go. In fact, most of the time it leaves you feeling worse, not better. More regret, less clarity, more confusion, less control. But responding takes strength. Responding means you pause, you breathe, you create space between what happened and what you choose to do next. That's the difference between someone who is controlled by life and someone who takes control of their life. James Clear reminds us that every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Reacting is casting a vote for your past patterns. Responding is casting a vote for your future self. So how do you train yourself to rise instead of react? It starts with awareness. When something upsets you, Practice noticing your triggers. Ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? What am I about to do? Will that action help me grow or just make me feel better temporarily? Awareness is the first step in breaking the cycle. Then insert a pause. Just a few seconds can change everything. Step back, mentally, emotionally, even physically if you have to. Count to 5. Breathe deeply. This short pause helps shift your brain from reaction mode to decision mode. You're not just surviving the moment, you're steering it. Next, act in alignment with your values, not your emotions. Ask, who do I want to be right now? What would my strongest self do in this situation? Even if you're hurting, even if you're angry, you still get to choose your response. That choice is your power. Rising means choosing clarity over chaos. It means not letting your emotions hijack your progress. It means showing up with grace, grit, and grounded confidence, even when the world doesn't deserve it. Will you mess up sometimes? Of course. But every time you practice responding instead of reacting, you grow stronger. You become more resilient, more self-aware, more powerful. You're not just reacting to life. You're rebuilding your identity in real time. Inner strength isn't about being cold or detached. It's about being so anchored in who you are that nothing, no setback, no insult, no storm can pull you completely off center. So when life presses you, don't collapse. Don't lash out. Don't numb out. Pause. Breathe. Choose. That's how you build a life of strength. Not through perfection, but through presence and power in every moment that tries to take you down.